So,
What'd you take?
the lawyer scientist.
It's a class on how to use a gas chromatograph, right?
I think, and other things too.
Yeah,
Is it like the science around it?
the science of the gas chromatograph, how they identify, seize drugs, and
It's a
then
great class.
drugs and alcohol.
And you, as DAs, they should be mandatory wet labs with the DWI machines. They should put them through the blood testing so you know exactly how all that stuff works. And I don't know if they do that or not, but you should.
When I was a DA, we did those trainings.
Yeah, wet labs are optional. They do them a couple.
Optional.
Yeah, it's they sign up because there's only like 6 spots for DAs to do it, and there's so many DAs. But they do it a couple times a year. It's a lot of
It should
fun.
be mandatory. All blood testing, breath tests, all that should so you learn how to, you know.
I agree. It was a very valuable training.
What do you got?
We're back on Mr. Wiggins. The jail calls came through.
Sure. And
He does call her 3 times from the jail. They speak for a combined almost hour, I believe. He does talk about various aspects of this case, or not the BPO, of the aggravated assault.
but the idea is that, and what you guys relate to us was that he was threatening.
I listened to about half of the
I mean,
totality of
I-
the calls.
He's not supposed to have contact with her regardless.
Yes, Judge.
To me, the scary thing was that what was relayed to us is that he was threatening.
So when I listened to the calls, what it sounded like is he's having people keep tabs on her and they're reporting back to him what she's doing. And these are,
Like someone can't live their own life, you know? It's like,
yes. And so that was what a series of the first call was about, is these people are reportedly getting back to him what her activities are, who she's talking to. And part of it sounded a little bit just like gossip, but if I'm being honest, Judge.
please.
But he was telling her, he was talking about the facts of the aggravated assault, saying that she shouldn't have been there. She was warned when you hang out, not to be around this guy, Don J, and that when you're around gangsters, you get shot, and that it was kind of her own fault.
Which, while stupid, is not threatening.
So,
Well, I guess it would, how it was said, right?
My understanding of it is it's more like,
It
you
would
done screwed up.
meaner if the way he's saying it to her totally could be threatening.
But my conversation with the DA is that they were not threatening calls so much as him just being too stupid to talk about what had already happened, and him to admit to on the phone to committing felonies.
He's still trying to keep tabs on her. It's witness intimidation.
I think that keeping tabs on her is somebody saying, I saw her at the club kind of stuff, not I followed her.
When you
to the-
hang out with gangsters,
If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I don't remember where that was written, but it's generic language.
be that as it may, where do we go from here?
I don't. If his phone privileges are brought back, then I don't know what's to stop him from speaking to the complainant again. When the first call he makes to the complainant's cell phone, her mother picks up and she tells him, "What are you doing? You know you're not supposed to talk to her. You know this is a recorded line." And he says, "I don't care." So.
Is he here?
Yes.
Can you bring him out?
Give me a few minutes, Your Honor.
Take your time. No worries.
He's in the separate cell. Do you want to give him the shut up speech or should I give him the shut up speech?
I've given it to him, so maybe
Okay.
good coming from Dad as well.
Okay.
A number of times the complaining witness is like, "You shot me," and he goes, "This is a recorded line, so I can't say things I would normally say."
We know how he really feels. He's no respect for women whatsoever. And it's unfortunate. Well, you know, the thing is that as soon as he gets out of here, the way he is now, he's shown us how he's going to be. And the minute he gets out, he's going to continue to act the way that he's done. He shows no remorse. He shows no care for the rule of law. And it's unfortunate.
All great things to take into consideration during sentencing, Judge.
And bond conditions.
Well, bond
Because
conditions-
if I relent on the bond conditions, it's gonna happen again.
It's not a condition
shown
of
this.
bond. It's a restriction of his incarceration. He's not on bond.
I told him not to have contact with her. Not only is he using the phone to have contact with her, but he is using other people's spin to have contact with her. So he knows not only am I not supposed to, and I'm saying it on the phone, but I'm using other people to subvert, to be able to even have contact, more contact with her.
Not arguing the case shouldn't exist, just arguing that he should be able to contact counsel and his other friends and family through his incarceration. At this point, he's restricted to solitary. He's in the same room for 23 hours a day. Some kind of movies in the past I've watched have talked about how that's bad for you. I could quote studies if I could find them.
Shawshank, you talking about Shawshank?
No, there was a great one with Morgan Freeman.
Shawshank.
No, sorry. I should have rephrased that. With a very, very young Morgan Freeman, where he came out like feral because he's been locked in a cage for so long. This is like 20 years before Shawshank. By the way, the best Stephen King adaptation ever, Shawshank. Good enough that you wouldn't have known it was Stephen King.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll say this is the second most shut and dry VPO I've seen.
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah. Besides one where the defendant called 911 herself.
I'm not arguing PC. Here, I'm gonna give you the polite version. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, but really don't talk. Okay.
Jail. We're having a hearing, one of the multitude of hearings with you today, Mr. Wiggins, because your lawyers are asking me to reinstate your phone privileges. And the problem with this is that the only way that we can really restrict your phone privileges is to put you in what amounts to almost solitary confinement, put you in a room where you have no access to a phone, because from what I've learned is when you're in general population, there's a phone on the wall and you get access to that phone whenever you want. We've repeatedly asked you not to have contact with the complaining witness, and you repeatedly do this. And you flaunt the rules and
I hit the pause button. Legally, his complaining witness is victim, the girl. Just making sure you understand who he's talking about. Okay.
And the really unfortunate part that I think in all this, Mr. Wiggins, is that the way you are now and the way that you've acted throughout this entire case is that when you do get out back into the free world, I think it's just going to continue. And I don't know if you've learned anything. I mean, women, you have to respect them. You treat them nice. That's what we do. You should treat them with respect, care, love. And when you do, great things happen in life. When you're abusive, when you're angry, and when you do things of this to a woman, I mean, this is what happens. This is where you end up. And I truly don't know where to go from here, because if I reinstate your phone privileges and put you back in Gen Pop, I know it's going to happen again. You're going to continue to do what you say you're doing, what you're going to do. It's like when I tell my kid not to do something and they do it over and over, they tell me, sorry, okay, I'm not going to do it again. I know that they're going to do it again. So what your lawyers are asking for me to do is to reinstate your privileges, but I'm scared to do it. What do you think? Stay?
I'm going to defer to the court, Judge. I'm honestly not sure on what the best course of action is. He has been calling the complainant.
How long has it been in? A week? Week and a half? Maybe 2 weeks?
It's been about a week since you
Yeah.
ordered.
10 days, I believe.
Since he's been in, or since he's had segregation?
Segregation.
Yeah, 10 days.
How's it been?
Four.
What's going on with the felony case? Where are we headed?
So he has a setting on the 12th. I notified the felony attorney about all of this. The only advice she gave me was to continue working up my case.
Is there an offer in the felony case?
Which court is the felony?
There's in the 263rd.
It's a 269.
I know the court. I don't remember the judge's name. Not one to move slowly, though.
It's Melissa Morris.
No,
Thank you.
Yeah, Melissa Morris.
That's right. No,
It's the classic. I have cases there, but I'm terrible with names, Judge.
There's no offer on the felony cases yet. Have they been indicted?
I would assume with him admitting to committing them on a phone, Judge, that the offers will be severe. And due to the nature of the conduct, I believe that the offers will likely be severe. Speaking with my client, I think it will be unlikely that he'll be able to make bail on the 5 or 6 cases, however many it is.
So if I reinstate the privileges now, how do we have him monitored so that we know he's not to contact?
The only way we could is to have somebody listen to the calls, sit there and listen. I don't know if they, as far as what we've talked about, I don't think they can just ban numbers.
If I reinstate it now, are you going to have someone that listens to the calls?
My job when I was an intern.
We would have to just continuously request them and see what numbers he's calling. So
The victim has been very on board, I believe, with the case and has contacted the DA's office when there's been an issue. I don't believe she'll have any hesitancy of contacting the DA's office.
Still talking about. Like,
Well, she spoke with him at the same time. She wasn't like, I want the case dismissed. I think her conversations were more, why the hell did you shoot at me?
and I will be clear, she's not the one who reported this to us.
Oh, the mother.
No, it was the deputy who was
Right.
listening in. So
so let's do this. I'll give him another chance. Okay, I mean, you're not getting out of jail. I'm just putting you back into Gen Pop. But I'm going to tell you now, if I find that it happens again, if you have contact with this person again, if you try to use someone else's SPIN number to make any phone calls, if you contact any witness in this case, I'm going to put you back into that room and you will stay there until the cases are done. Do you understand? What did I just say?
He's nobody spend them and don't call nobody on the case.
Who are you not to call? Who?
What's names? What's the girl's name?
You don't have to say the name, just who is the person you're not supposed to call? The complaining witness. Do you understand? What happens if you do?
Go back to over there, solitary text.
They're listening to every single phone call you make. I don't know how much more I can stress this. It even tells you once you pick up the phone and make the phone call, we're recording everything you say. Do you understand, Mr. Wiggins?
I'll add one more. So they have you on a recorded phone call. Okay, that's just calling her is a violation of your bond conditions and the protective order. Should you do it again on a recorded phone, 2 incidents inside a year are automatically a felony, and it's the easiest felony to prove.
You will get hit with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7th felony violation of a protective order if you make the phone call again. Do you understand? Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
And if it happens again, I'm not going to entertain any motion, this, that, like, that's it.
Understood. Do we need to approach on dates or for future dates? I don't know if we need to ask her.
The felonies are set for 11,
November 12th.
12, so we can do the next day.
It's easy. All right, go to those.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you.